It's Larne's second visit to the league leaders Coleraine, having suffered defeat here in their season opener back in August. Colerane's charge has been halted somewhat in recent weeks, with Rory Higgins' side having only picked up 1 point from their last 2 games. They look to bounce back tonight following a weekend 1-0 defeat to Cliftonville at Solitude. Larne arrived this evening a point behind in second place in the Sports Direct Premiership, and a win on a cold Tuesday night on the North Coast would see them go top with 2 games in hand. Gary Havering has fielded an almost full-strength side, noticeably missing Mark Randall through suspension. Leroy Miller is handed the start alongside Conor McKendry and Tiernan O'Connor. Larne's firepower on the bench includes Paul O'Neill and Manny Lusty. Talismanic striker Joel Cooper starts for the Bandsiders, so too does former Larne League winner Levi Ives. Tiernan O'Connor on the edge of the box snaps an early shot, which is comfortably saved by Aidan Harris. Larne's free kick then 16 minutes in. It's coming from deep. It's a whipped ball in towards the back post, drops on the edge of the area. Conor McKendry snaps a shot into traffic. In some discomfort. He's not the only one. I'm going to call for trainers here. It's a collision between Rowan McDonald and Dan Bent, who McDonald certainly looks to have come off the worst, but Dan Bent in some real trouble with his arm there. Just a clash of the 2 players. It looks like it's going to be the end of Dan Bent's day. He's going to be replaced early in this one by Jordan McAneff, just half an hour in. Here comes McAneff into the fray. Larne have been all pressure throughout these opening 40-odd minutes. There's a ball into the middle. Leroy Miller off the post and in! Miller gives Larne the lead at the Showgrounds. It's Miller's first goal upon his return from long-term injury. Larne fans have been delighted to see the midfielder back in action. Ball from the right-hand side from Cosgrove. Miller touches it onto the post, and I think it glances Aidan Harris on the way in. But Larne have been good for their goal. Consistent pressure, very direct throughout this first half. Ball drops in between Lyons Foster and the captain Lyndon Kane, and Leroy Miller pounces to give the Invermen the lead. Nearing half-time then, Coleraine on the attack. There's a ball into the box, nodded on by Kane, and a shot from Cooper is palmed away. McKendry had a sniff of a counter. Here's Aaron Donnelly. Tight ball down the line. Miller gives chase. A beautiful first touch ball into the box from Leroy Miller. Sent back into the middle. Graham. Larne lead 2-0 on the verge of half-time at the Coleraine Showgrounds. The work was done by Leroy Miller to retrieve that ball on the left-hand side. First touch in deep, was sent back the way. Sean Graham was ready to pounce. was Aaron Donnelly's ball down the line. Leroy Miller turned on the jets to save it, kept it in play. First touch, lofted ball deep to the right-hand side. And it was Tomas Cosgrove drove the ball back in, and a beautiful touch on the outside of the foot from Graham. It has to be said, the Invermen have been good for it. 2-goal lead in the space of 10 minutes. Deep into stoppage time in the first half. It has not gone to plan for the Bandsiders as the ball is turned over. Conor McKendry has options on the inside. Tiernan O'Connor's there. Leroy Miller's there. McKendry goes himself. Almost adds a third. Second half underway. McKendry on the ball in the box. It's so well to get a shot away, and it's a brilliant save from Aidan Harris. Larne have picked up right where they left off. Don sends it to Kane on the right hand side. Do Coleraine have an answer for a first half that did not go their way? Patching to former Larne man Dean Jarvis, who has come on as a substitute. Here's a ball whipped in, turned away. It's Paul O'Neill. Sees the run. Conor McKendry. He has space, edge of the box. McKendry. It's another good save. Colerane's corner, 76 minutes in. Floats into the middle. Ferguson manages to punch. Chaos in the box for Larne. They manage to emerge, and can they counter? McKendry. Here's Kane. Bandsiders starting to put a bit of offense together. And it was Jarvis's ball. Whipped in from Kane. Here's Jarvis. Another shot. Just wide. Making his presence felt off the bench, Dean Jarvis. Scoreline remains the same though, as we are in the last 10 minutes of this. Coleraine have piled on the pressure late in this game. And it's paid off. Larne are going to have to sweat the last couple of minutes here. Coleraine half the advantage in the 93rd minute. It's Matthew Shevlin. Consistent pressure leads to the ball to Shevlin's feet. Point blank range for Ferguson. And it's going to be all 3 points for Larne at the Showgrounds.
Gary, 2-1 win at Coleraine Showgrounds here tonight. You must be a proud man.
Very proud of the performance that we came down here. We know how difficult a task it was going to be. We knew we're more than capable of getting results down here as well. So it is like we've got the experience, we've been here and done it. Like, I thought the boys through the game plan really well. Have to try and frustrate them. They're a really good side and they move it really quickly, but I thought we were excellent. And the only disappointing thing is that the keeper's made an unbelievable save from Connor there, and the one that goes past by a whisker, we could have been free up at half time, and I think that would have killed the game. The goal we concede makes it a wee bit nervy at the end, but all in all I think it was a really well deserved win.
Yeah, it was a really disciplined performance, I thought, in that first half, and then when we got our opportunity, two really well worked goals. Tomas with both assists, but Leroy Miller playing a big part, obviously in the first and the second, keeping it alive as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about box injuries, we talked about running power, and they're running off the back. They're a team that likes to play and leave space at the back, and we thought we could exploit it, and that's exactly what we done. Where you have to pick your moments in the game and you got to take them, and two brilliant finishes from the lads. That give us that massive foothold in the game at half time, and then it was a case of showing the other side of us, the grit, the determination, desire to not concede. I know we conceded right at the death, but all in all, it was a really well executed game plan for the boys. They were superb to a man.
Leroy's been building up and up and up over the last number of weeks. Was that a sort of culmination of what we saw there tonight? You talk about running power, and Leroy brings that in spades. That was his just reward for all the work he's put in. I thought a performance and a goal like that tonight. Yeah,
you need to be a hell of a boy to keep up with Leroy if you're going to run with him for 70, 80 minutes, not there every game, or even 90 minutes. He's still finding his feet. He's obviously missed so much football, in the last year and a half, and to have him back, it's just, he's an inspirational character for us around the club. We all look up to him, and just how he looks after himself and how he conducts himself and everything else. He's a great role model for any young fella, and he's getting his rewards, and he's getting back to where he was, and when he gets back to 100%, he's a hard boy to stop.
Tomas will be speaking to us if we don't mention his 2 assists. He gets up and down that line every single week in and week out, wants to play every single week, cup games and everything, and again I thought just rewards for what we see from him every single week.
Yeah, listen, we tweaked a wee bit there tonight, obviously understanding what they like to do and the areas they like to play in, and Tomas did get a little bit more freedom to get a little bit higher, and he's got quality. The lad's been quality, I say it a million times. If it was modern day now, if Tomas was only starting out in his Irish League career that day to go to England, he wouldn't be playing in this league. He's such a talent, he's just unfortunate when he was coming through, then maybe opportunities just weren't quite there to see him. But he's a class act, and he showed it that tonight again with the 2 quality balls he put into the box for Leroy's finish, and then obviously Shawnee's one, and it's great technique. He's got over the top of the ball brilliantly, and again that's another lad I've been raving about all season, how well Shawnee Graham's done for us. He's been outstanding, and again another class act.
I thought we restricted them to very, very little. I can only really remember Dean Jarvis with the chance towards the end of the game at the edge of the box, and then obviously their goal as well. So we had to soak up a lot of pressure, but we didn't give away many chances.
No, but I'm disappointed from the one that we did, because we switched off and they went short, changed the angle on the delivery, and we got to be aware of that. And I was a wee bit disappointed that we were just ambling to get back into our setup. There was obviously only about a minute and a half left in the game, but disappointed to concede that goal, because then it makes it a little bit more nervier than it needed to be. I think in that day you've got to be comfortable being out of possession against the Coleraine team. You've got to be resolute in your defending, you've got to be disciplined and keep your shape, and I thought that's what the boys did tonight, and they got their just rewards.
Fans were keen to remind everybody that result takes us top of the league tonight. Is that significant for you in any way at this stage?
No, not at this stage, and I said this before the game. So leagues aren't won and lost in that there this time of year. We've got 2 games in hand. We're sitting where we want to be, but we got a tough game on Saturday against Dungannon, and I'm really starting thinking about Dungannon and preparing for that game, and it's going to be really difficult coming off the back of this one. But we'll refresh the boys as best we can, and we'll come up with a new game plan, because I'll be honest with you, and I just said it in the dressing room, I'm bitterly disappointed with our performance down at Dungannon earlier on in the season, and we need to be a hell of a lot better if we want to go down there and get a result this time round.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Dungannon on a Saturday, Linfield and Glentoran at home straight away after that. We're in the middle of a difficult run, but tonight and what we've done up to this point in the season must give us confidence and belief to go and back up what we did tonight. Well,
you've got serial winners in that dressing room, so you've got boys that have won back-to-back league titles, you've got boys that have done things in the Irish League that no other players have done. They've made group stages of the Conference League, so I know what the quality we have, I know the belief I have in the players, it's unwavering. They're just outstanding bunch and that, and if they believe in themselves half as much as I do, they can go as far as they want, but listen, it's early doors now, we're happy that we keep on getting the next 3 points, and we chasing the next one, and we go again.
Just lastly, Dan Bent obviously had to come off in the first half injured. Looked like he was holding his arm, and any update you're able to give us there straight after the game?
He's gone straight to hospital. Unfortunately, I think he's heard a crack. He feels it might be broke potentially, which is a real blow to the lad. It was obviously just coming together, 2 people collided together. Really unfortunate for him if that is the case but we'll see now. I'll be the next call I make as soon as I come off this, and make sure he's okay, but we'll just have to wait and see the severity of it.
Just the last word on the fans. Really enjoyed that tonight. The real togetherness after the full-time whistle. It looks like yourself and the players really appreciate it.
Listen, we're not far off Christmas. It's a big ask for people to come down to Coleraine on a Tuesday night, and they came out in their numbers and they were brilliant. And to hear them in voice and hear them singing and getting behind the team and hearing how proud they are of them, it was brilliant. It was brilliant to see.
Leroy, speaking after a 2-1 win at Coleraine and a fully deserved result, is that?
Yeah, I thought you knocked it in the head there. Fully deserved. We came. Credit the coaching staff. They had us set up away and it done the trick tonight. So it made us we had to be comfortable without the ball. We usually have a lot of the ball in these Irish League games, so we do. But Coleraine's a good side, so they are. But we were comfortable without the ball tonight, and we took our chances when they came.
Yeah, those 2 goals, I think, in 3 or 4 minutes towards the end of the first half, obviously, is what got us the victory. But we really capitalised on those opportunities when we could, and some nice moves that got us the goals.
Yeah, I thought obviously we were in probably a mid-block at times, so we were. But I think when we got forward, we looked very threatening. So we did with Tiernan and Connor, and then obviously me going forward as well. But I thought to a man tonight we defended well. Obviously we're disappointed with the goal we conceded at the end, but as I say, we defended well, and we probably could have 1 or 2 more on the night.
Yeah, coming here, off the back of a defeat for Coleraine, we expected a reaction from them, and then again at half time, and they did put us under pressure. But as I said to Gary, I thought we really restricted them to very few chances, and that must be pleasing for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, as I say, Gaz, the gaffer, obviously himself, and all the coaching staff had us set up during the week, and the plan come out. We carried it out, so we did, but they had us working on it all week, and thankfully it worked tonight.
First goal to a good ball in from Tomas, and you did really well to get on the end of it, and I think it maybe goes in via the goalkeeper, but I'm sure you'll be claiming it.
Yeah, that's what I was going in there and check my phone there to make sure they give me it, but yeah, here, I don't care who scores. It was a great ball in from Tomas. I had it in a half off the keeper, and then I don't care as long as we get 3 points on the night, and thankfully we did.
And the second one, a lot of good work from yourself involved down that left-hand side. It could have been a lost cause, but we were able to recycle it. Tomas again and Sean Graham this time, and as I say, we really took those chances when they came along.
Yeah, Aaron Donnelly obviously left the ball in the channel, and I chased it down and knocked in the back post. Tomas followed it up, and then it was a great finish from Sean Graham, as he says. Yeah, that gave us a bit of a cushion getting in at half time, 2-0 up. So, and then we come out, and I think it was more so about managing the game. But Connor had a couple of chances second half as well, and we probably could have killed the game off, but they get the one right at the end, and we're disappointed with ourselves. But 3 points up the road.
The results, I guess, help us to grow in belief and grow in this season in terms of what we believe in each other and what we believe that the club can do. And results, I guess, will play a big part in that.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of winners in that changing room. So there is. I think the spine of the team, there's a good 7-8 boys in there that have won 2 league titles here, and I think our experience showed tonight. But you don't win or lose anything in November, so you don't hear. We haven't won a league title, and we certainly haven't lost it tonight, but we're in a good position and we're taking over nicely. But now it's a tough game down in Stangmore against Dungan on Saturday.
Yeah, is it about using tonight to propel us forward rather than getting carried away with the result, or all the hype that goes around a game like this before or afterwards? We have to use it for fuel going into Saturday, and then 2 big games coming after that as well.
Yeah, you can never get too high in the Irish League, because it'll not be long before you're brought down a peg or 2, so it's not we'll respect Dungan as much as we do. They turned us over earlier on the season, so we did, and we're still hurting from that, so we'll come in, prepare as best we can, and hit the road down to Stangmore on Saturday.
And on a personal note, we were just talking on the way over to the camera that you're really racking up the games again, getting those 4 or 5 consecutive games under your belt, and when you were close to coming back, I'm sure that's what you really wanted, to have that week after week and 2 games a week and things that you've been able to do and get through.
Yeah, I think a lot of credit has to go to the physio department. Obviously you've got Callum, Owen Ruggs, but especially Mick O'Boyle. He's been patient with me at times. I wanted to play a lot more, but they had to manage me at times. But from word go, Mick's been very hands-on, and went down to Dublin with me numerous times with appointments and that, and he's probably more frustrated as I've been. It was a long 18 months, but thankfully now I'm back, and every week I feel like I'm getting back to my best.
Yeah, I'm sure there was spells or long spells where you were tired of people asking you when you'd be back or what game you were targeting and all that sort of thing, but nights like tonight, I'm sure make that worthwhile, all the work that you put in and the shape that you've kept yourself in.
Yeah, any footballer will tell you, when someone takes that competitive edge away from you, they need that in their life. So they do, and when I had nothing to get up for on a Saturday, that competitive edge, you play and win games, and you really do miss it, but it makes you appreciate what you have, and as a club, we're very privileged to come in and be full-time footballers every week, and thankfully tonight we got the result and we're up the road happy.
Yeah, just finally, big second half of the season coming up. There's obviously the League Cup still to play for. We'll be back in action next week. The league, we're obviously pushing hard in, and the Irish Cup will come around as well. So for yourself, all that was ahead of you, and you're right in the thick of that now as a player and as a team.
Yeah, there are a lot of games coming up. We've got a big squad and a very talented squad, so if you're not on it in the week, someone will come in and they'll do a job or do a better job than you, and that'll keep you out for 4 or 5 weeks, who knows. So you have to be on it, and that's what the squad's for. It gives Gaz a headache every week, so it does. They pick the team, so it's a good headache for him to have.